guys, Miss Redigan here. We're going to be studying acid-base titrations today, but I thought we'd take a second. We have our butterfly garden here, and 4 out of our 5 butterflies have come out of their chrysalis, and we'll be setting them free next week, and we'll let you see that. And hopefully that last one will come out too. Okay, we're going to take a look at table T and titration. So table T titration, and you're going to need a calculator. And if you can zoom in to the formula, the molarity of the acid, which is the concentration of the acid, times the volume of the acid, which is usually in milliliters, equals the molarity of the base, which is like the concentration, moles per liter, times the volume of the base, which is, again, usually milliliters. So basically, you're saying that the moles of acid and moles of base are equal. You're neutralizing them. And you just learned about neutralization. So when you make the moles of acid and base neutral or equal to each other, you have a titration. And it's a way of learning about one of your solutions compared to another or relative to another. Let's take a look at example 1. So let's make sure we can see here. If 12 milliliters of HCl is titrated with 16.5 milliliters of 2.5 molar NaOH, what is the molarity of the acid? Okay, that's a lot. So let's really zoom in and we're going to take a look. So first of all, let's look at this. 12.0 milliliters of HCl. That's an acid. You can look on table K to make sure, but things that usually start with an H usually tend to be acids. And this is milliliters, so this is the volume of our acid. So I go down my formula, and I'm going to write 12.0, and that's milliliters. Next, let's keep going. Titrate it with 16.5 milliliters. This is definitely volume of 2.5 molar NaOH. Well, if you look on table L, this is a base, and it ends in hydroxide, which is a good hint that it's going to be a base. So 16.5 milliliters is the volume of the base. So let's put that number into the formula in the correct place. Last thing, 2.5 molar NaOH. We already said that this is the base. So this is the molarity of the base. So I go to my formula and plug it in, 2.5 molar. Now, we have everything here except for the molarity of the acid, which is our X. That's what we're looking for. To solve for X, we have to get it by itself. So this has to go to the other side. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. And whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. This divides out, and I end up with X equals. Now I have to put all this into my calculator. Remember that the numerator needs to go in brackets or parentheses. So let's do that. Let's zoom in here. And we have to do 2.5 times 16.5 parentheses. Or you could just see equals. Oh, let's clear that out. I didn't like that. Okay, so let's do parentheses. 2.5 times 16.5 parentheses divided by 12.0. There we go. 3.375, and we're going to round that with significant digits. 3.4375. I go back to the problem, and there's 2 sig figs here, so I'm going to have 2 sig figs. And that's just going to round to 3.4. And this is the molarity of the acid. Okay, practice and you're going to be great. That's all.